Hey, Bar Talk listeners. Well, Karl's out there picking out his favorite Hawaiian shirt to wear for today's episode. I just want to mention today's sponsors. Today we have two sponsors, the first of which is Black Box. Do you have TVs everywhere in your bar or restaurant? Is everyone demanding their favorite content? Or are the same content displays synchronized throughout your establishment? You may be struggling to deliver the right content on the right TV. Black Box switching, distribution, and control systems can help you stream the content your customers want without paying for extra receivers to satisfy your customers' need for variety. Without shifting attention away from your customers, your staff can easily control what displays on TVs via touch panels, tablets, or even their phone from any location in your bar. Do you want to promote food or drink specials, upcoming events and activities, share fun facts, trivia, or other interactive content, or make money selling ad space for other businesses? Black Box Digital Signage can help you create digital menu boards. Black Box Digital Signage can help you create digital menu boards that quickly and easily update to promote your specials, showcase your events, and integrate social media. Share display time between in-house promotions and ads for other businesses or partners. Talk to us or visit blackbox.com. And our second sponsor today is our good friends at Beatty's Vodka. Creamy, smooth, and fresh from the farm, Beatty's premium Canadian farm-to-bottle potato vodka has officially landed in the U.S. From their award-winning classic potato vodka and sweet potato vodka to the just-launched naturally flavored strawberry vodka, there's truly a Beatty's for everyone. Visit Beatty'sDistilleries.com to find a retailer near you. Welcome back to the Bar Talk Podcast. I am Andy, your host from Inebriart, and I am joined today by Jordan Shabbat. Hello. Of the Speedwell Tavern. Karl Heine of Tolson Stappen Tavern in Pembroke and New World Tavern here.
Hello, everybody.
Where we're recording. I wasn't done speaking. It's fine. I cried during the last episode.
Come on. Come on. We're trying to keep people's attention.
Dan Mahoney of Stats in Boston.
Yo.
Jess Hamill of New World Tavern.
Hello.
We're recording today.
Hello.
Thanks for letting us record, Jess.
You're welcome.
I was going to thank Karl, but he cut me off.
Yeah, well.
We haven't done a Q&A in quite a while. So
In a hot minute?
In a hot minute.
Oh, Q&A. Yep, we should do
Q&A.
this.
What did you think that he said?
I don't know.
You thought it was a T&A.
I was more concerned he thought it was QAnon. I don't know. I was concerned.
Oh, wow. One of the things you're not supposed to talk about at the bar.
Yeah, that's far
Listen,
enough.
people.
All right, Sydney Hunter. We'll just jump right in. I want to be more creative, but not so vulgar with my last call announcement. So give me y'all's best last call announcement. I want to know what hers was.
Y'all get the F out.
This is what we see.
We just say last call.
Yeah, I mean,
So she's trying to have a creative way to give
I
last
guess,
call.
yeah.
Instead of the old classic.
You don't have to go
You don't
home.
have,
but you-
yeah, you don't have to go home, but
On the weekends, I
Can't
have
stay
a
here, kind of thing.
three-song Get the Fuck Out playlist.
Yeah.
It starts with Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home. Then it's Alcohol You Later. And then it's...
Is that a real song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By Mitchell Tenpenny. You should listen to it.
Don't know
And
that
the other
one.
one's
And
one
then-
bourbon,
No.
one scotch, and one beer.
No, because that's not about leaving.
Closing
Yeah.
time.
And then the last... No, you can't. That's too...
no, that's
yeah.
two, yeah.
It's the
Sorry.
2000s hit Leave by JoJo. Yeah.
Right now. At T-Bone's, R.I.P., we used to play the same exact song at every single night. And I don't want to think about what song it is because I'm just going to bring back bad memories, but it was a country song and it was about leaving. And
It's a great story.
It would, okay, I'm not done. It would, if I heard it today, I would probably crawl up in a ball and start crying because it just, you hear it so many times, you're like, I want to fucking kill myself.
Jordan, what do you think?
What's up? Are we recording right now?
Yep.
Oh shit, my bad. I
fuck.
didn't know we were actually recording.
It's
So
about- she was
what's a
asking-
nicer way or a different way of
She said
saying
a
last call?
non-vulgar way to
Creative
do
way.
last call.
Creative.
Creative.
To tell everybody to leave, basically.
Why is there something? What's wrong with last call?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Just
They're
last
looking
call.
for a creative way,
Well,
though.
at your old BBC,
Go home,
you
everybody.
guys used
Get
to play
the fuck
Disney
out.
tunes in order to get
That
people
didn't-
out.
she
but
wants-
we
that
tried that
didn't
once.
really
It didn't
work.
work.
Vulgar.
Yeah, just go home.
Yeah, there's a Irish song called "Towels Up," I think.
There's
by
no Irish
Gaelic
songs
Storm.
about leaving a bar.
No, it is. It is. It's by Gaelic Storm.
pretty good, Karl.
But it's
It's about
called Towels Up because they'll hang
Arrested.
to like signify like last call. They'll hang a towel like on the taps. I don't know.
Well,
Putting the
that's
chairs up.
pretty big.
With people still in them.
We were talking.
This is wicked fucking cringy, but we did this for like a year at the place I used to work at. We'd play closing time.
See,
Yeah,
told you,
see?
Andy.
No.
And then the club I used to go to when I first started drinking, I used to go to Providence and Rage all the time. They would play "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, and you just knew when they played that song that it was time to go.
Oh, I saw
But I
it.
feel like that would rile people up too much to
It
want to
did.
leave.
and it
like,
did,
yeah.
especially on dollar rum and coke night.
I saw a thing online, so it has to be true. That I think it was in China, like when a specific mall was closing, they always played Kenny G.
I'd stay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you.
Right. Sweet, sweet tunes of
Playing the
Kenny
air
G.
sax.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could pick a.
But I think it's kind of
could-
just training
You
your
said
regulars.
sax.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you could pick a clever song to make it be universal that your place. This is what your song is going to play when everybody's going to leave. But for a clever saying, I mean, without being vulgar, I mean,
At that point, nobody
Yeah.
wants clever. They just want the people.
yeah,
out.
they just want
Yeah.
to go
Right.
out.
And I mean, turn the lights on.
Yeah.
That's really.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
really the point where I'm like, ah, fuck, it's closing. I didn't
Make
mean to
it
say
as
this
awkward
like.
as possible.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, you think about it. That's something that like bartenders are always extremely motivated to do is get people out of the bar. I think we would have thought about it by now.
Just be like, wow, I'm so tired.
Right.
There you go. That's a
Yeah.
creative way to say it.
Be passive aggressive.
Yeah. It's so passive aggressive.
David Jorgensen. Jorgensen. Putting out a new cocktail menu, which includes a cocktail that I want to garnish with an apple slice. Any advice on how to keep apple slice backups without them browning?
Isn't a
Lemon juice.
yeah,
but,
lemon juice.
I feel like lemon
but
juice.
then you're gonna really taste the lemon.
Yeah.
Really, water just
So
works.
yeah, how about just slice it as you need
go,
it?
but then
but then you end up with a lot
plastic
of waste.
fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maggie, and this is different because it's not really like a fresh flavor, but in the fall she had like a mulled cider special, and she just bought little dried apple slices.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Just a dried fruit.
Yeah, but
Applesauce.
Um,
Just fucking
Applesauce.
throw it right in there.
yeah, I mean, people put marmalade in their beverages. Why wouldn't you put applesauce? Right?
Fuck
Damn,
it.
Mahoney, you're on something.
Yep.
Apple,
Always
but that's
am
not really
Jess.
garnish, really. I mean,
No,
would you
but
like
if you
float
wanted
it?
to, right.
Oh,
He was just
being a
being
shithead.
Yeah, you weren't listening.
You know, my use.
Yeah,
Dad.
lemon juice I think is the only thing that'll keep it preserved. But
Water surprisingly
Well, formaldehyde.
too, with avocado. It's
Formaldehyde.
It's
yeah.
good enough for cherries. It's good enough for apples.
Yeah, chloroform. Really.
Actually, you know what? I just realized something. I mean, don't they sell like frozen apple slices? I mean, what's the fuck?
I mean, I guess,
it would
yeah.
look like an apple.
Why
still.
don't
You could
Why don't you just slice your own and freeze them?
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, you could do well. I think
Yeah.
no, because you want IQF. You wanted something quick.
Why don't you have an apple slice that looks like a lime
Yeah.
and just put a lime on it?
green apples.
There you go. Or I like where you're at. You could buy a candy apples. Put fucking candy apples.
That's
on
not
There
what
you
Karl
go.
was saying.
Right.
Not like an actual candy apple, but like a
Right.
like a Sour Patch
Or
Kid
an
apple. or
apple
something.
flavored edible.
Yeah.
Now we're
oh,
talking.
now
Yeah.
we're
Giggity.
Jam that in the side of your glass.
Christ.
Right in that straw.
you could do a slice of
Depot.
apple pie Jello shot.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Cooked apples.
That was a good Jello shot.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cooked your
Oh,
apple
yeah,
like
yeah.
apple, that's not a bad idea.
like an apple
Like
pie
a poached
filling.
apple.
It's too much work.
yeah,
It
but you
is.
can just get
Just don't
like
run
The
it.
kitchen
did a
do
Just
it.
don't
Well,
run
if
the
you did
That's
string.
what my people do. They make the
If you-
kitchen do everything.
Yeah. If you did a poached apple, then you could leave it in the brine, and then that'll stay for a
Right.
long time.
There you go. Yeah.
All right,
Holy
that's the
shit, did
answer
we
that we're
help
sticking to.
somebody?
Pickled
Yeah.
apple or.
Ew, no, you went too far.
You don't use vinegar though. You use sugar water.
You use apple cider vinegar?
Pickle, yeah, that's it.
I heard the word pickled, and I got
If you
really
paint
upset.
an
Oh,
olive
you
red,
just don't like that.
give him a cherry and say it's an apple.
all right.
There you go.
Color a lemon red.
Yeah.
That's what we were
Sharpie.
doing during the great
Great
lime
lime
famine of
famine,
2013, coloring
All
out
the
lemons with green marker. That's real.
Megan Matthews. So we now have to take cards for everyone starts a tab. I have people I know coming in as regulars wanting to start tabs. I can't start without my card, without a card. My first 40 plus minutes of getting my head ripped off. What would you do?
Yeah,
I feel like you can say this for any like.
Yeah,
Just
it's
in
a
general.
legit
Rule
thing,
change,
though. It's
yeah.
a legit thing. I would say, tough shit, give me a card.
Yep.
I would just say, hey, sir, my bosses make me do this now. It's protocol now. I know.
Right, but
It's
once
not
you
that I
say
don't
it
trust you,
once-
but it takes 1 second.
Right.
Yeah.
Just give me the card.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with it, I'm sorry.
You can give me that card back if they're that.
Or you
pissy.
can
Well,
leave
now
babies.
most of the POS systems you have now, you can run it and give it right back to them.
Yeah. Not here at
And
New World
at the
Tavern
end-
because
Is
our
it really
POS
that
system
big
is
of a
old as
deal?
shit.
Actually, you can do it here at the New World
People are such
Tavern. You
fucking
just
babies.
My favorite is like, I don't want to leave
Absolutely
my
can.
card, so I'll forget it here.
That's another
Like, so you're
conversation for
telling
another
me you're
day.
going to forget to pay your tab?
Right. Exactly. This
Fine.
is why I'm
That's why
taking
I'm
the
taking your
card.
card.
I mean, that's a good question in general. Is like, when do you know that you don't necessarily have to take a card from somebody because they come in often?
If
And
I
It's a
don't-
judgment call.
Right.
Yeah. And then like, because well, in my opinion, if they're regulars enough and they leave, we just print out the check and have them come back. You know they're gonna come
Right.
back, and you just be like, "Yo,
My
forgot
thing
to pay me
is
the other
always, if I don't have your number to tell you forgot your tab, then I'm not
true."
starting your tab.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know anybody in Boston anymore, so nobody
why-
knows you. So
Boy, I don't have to do the tab.
right,
so.
yeah, true. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you just have to force them to do it.
There's a lot of gray area there. There's a lot
Yeah.
of reasons why a restaurant would do that.
Right.
It just, and the more we're talking about,
And
the
I
more I'm
think-
realizing like it's so ambiguous to say, oh, this guy's a regular, this guy's not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's why you can't. There's nowhere to really draw a line. Then,
No.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do it, I don't think it's insulting to anybody.
No.
Yeah.
And if you're insulted by that, grow the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, we
then
can
there's-
still give you the card back, and then you can pay cash at the end of the
Right.
day.
If not giving your bartender
Right.
a credit card is what you need to make yourself feel special, you need to take a
Well,
long,
there
hard
are
look
some
in the
people
mirror.
that want to go out and not know anybody they want out. So they don't want the wife or significant other
Yeah.
or whatever seeing the charge on the credit card.
Right.
But that's okay too, because you can say, do you want to
just
use the
wanna
card or
pay
do you want to
cash
pay
at the
cash?
end.
That's right. Just
Right.
taking the card as collateral.
Well, but maybe some of those people don't realize when they say, give me a card,
Right.
I don't want to put it on my card.
Well, at
I'll
that
say
point,
that.
then, if you're that upset about it, just pay by your rounds.
Yeah.
Pay a round at a time.
That's
man.
fine, too.
That's it.
Yep.
So,
Have you ever had like a regular that you would start tabs for without a card, and then either intentionally or not intentionally abuse it to the point where then you have to like retract that and be like,
Yes.
nah, I need a
Yeah.
card.
yep.
It's very few and far between.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's
Yeah.
been times where, and that's when you just have a conversation with them. Where you're like, "Yo, let's
You
be
keep
real
on-
about
yeah.
what you've been
You
doing."
keep on
Yeah. But then there's like, if you take a card to start a tab and you don't have a system where you swipe it and run it and get it authorized for anything, and then it declines, and they know that they've given you a card that it's not going to go
And they
through,
piece.
and then they piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a couple
why
of those
at-
months.
That a regular does it? Oh no, no.
Just
Oh,
people in
okay,
general.
yeah.
Or have
But-
you ever lost somebody's card?
Not me personally.
Not
but
me personally, no.
I lost it, and I ended up finding it like it felt like a year later, but
Right.
it like slid between something
Yeah.
behind the bar. But it was like this guy was not happy. He was traveling.
Yep.
He came in. I asked him for
But
his card.
few
as
and
I
far
did with
between.
anybody. But yeah,
so-
it's
so
one
few and
time.
far, yeah.
But
But
that guy was very
It
mad.
is that one time that guy's from Ohio
Yeah,
and he's
we're-
going
yeah,
back
right.
tonight. And
It's not like he
Yeah.
lives next door.
It was fucking bad. It was bad. Like I was almost like, dude, you could take my credit card for the weekend. I just wanted to be anywhere but there.
Yeah,
Like we were ripping things apart. I was like, I
Yep.
thought it fell under the bottles and the cooler.
Yeah.
That was one time, but I'm sure that happens a lot. Where like, or you run the wrong card because you
Right.
have so many behind the bar.
Well, that's another problem that we have is charging different tables different amounts. So, table 42, and you have table 42 and table 46, and they charge 42 with 46's card. Then they want to revert, and then they realize it. And then,
It's a nightmare.
but absolutely, just take your time. Make sure you do
Yeah.
it right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the servers' jobs is to make sure that they're charging the right table. And I understand it does happen.
Sure.
But I'll tell you, it happens more than you think.
Anything.
It
More
happens
than
a
you think.
lot less when the server's penalty is not getting the tip from that table, though. I'll tell you that because
yeah.
I used to do the work. Like I would spend a half an hour making sure I could realign the numbers so they could get their
Yep.
tip. Now I don't. Now I'm like, I'll make sure the customer's cards get charged correctly. But you're not getting that tip.
But then the customer
Yeah,
already
slow down.
left that
Right.
thought they were
Yep.
Right.
running the card, and you need
Yep.
their card because you
Yeah.
just brought back their check.
Then
They were
eat
already
it.
gone.
And I lost
now,
the money.
That's
Yeah.
right. Now
So
I
you're
lost
losing the
150
money.
bucks because the table went, and they thought they paid. Everything was great.
Because you were
But I
being
never
reckless.
charged them because I had to bring back their friggin'.
That's a whole nother question.
Yeah. we've all been weeded, so I get it. I get it's gonna happen
know.
sometimes, but like there was a
Take
period of
your
time.
time.
Yeah, same person in 3 times in less than a month. I'm like, yo, that's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That was a different
For
question.
sure. Beth Jenkins. So I just started a new job, and the bar has no functionality. I'm looking for suggestions for storage with no back bar. We have a swim up bar.
Oh.
Oh, okay. It's a legit swim up bar. Okay. I read that, and it
That's gonna
in
be
my head it
Karl's
made
new
no
addition.
sense. But it makes sense when I say it out loud.
Tolson's Jacuzzi
So,
bar.
any suggestions for like tight storage? I mean, I feel like Dan, you worked in the place with the worst possible
Storage.
storage.
But I had a back bar, even.
Yeah.
You had a back bar, and
it's
you had
hard.
those closets in
It's gonna
the
be.
corner.
Yeah.
which
It's
are
gonna be a
kinda-
cold pool though. It's not gonna be like. one of
Yeah,
those
so you
heated
just
people.
fucking, if it's cold
Get
pool,
your
you just keep
drink
your
on
beer in
while
the
you
water.
shrink on.
Damn, dude.
Small
You
dicks
gotta
and
find
hard
another
nips.
Jess because I see a third restaurant. That was fucking good. Damn, dude.
Small dicks and hard nips.
Damn, dude.
See the chalkboard already.
You can reach out to Bar Talk Podcast for your advertising.
Please.
Our motto is gonna be blame it on the cold water.
That's good shit. That was really good.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yeah. Like, what can you do
Oh,
for storage
with
and tight?
storage.
Yeah.
Well,
Did they
general.
supply
I'm gonna
a
twist.
photo? 'Cause
I'm
that
gonna.
would be really
I'm gonna
helpful.
twist
They did
this
not.
question
Okay.
and say, is it okay for a bartender to switch the bar up to what they want versus what you want?
Unfortunately, they can't answer us, but we could take it from that angle. I would hope so. If they're coming in to take over,
Right.
I would hope they have the
All right,
authority.
so
Yeah.
you're the day shift bartender. You come in, you say, I want these vodkas over here, and they switch the whole thing around, and then
Yeah,
they
but this
leave.
is a manager
Yeah, no,
messaging
yeah.
us, so they have the authority to switch it for everybody.
Right, right.
I would hope.
Right.
No,
so
but if
I
you're
guess I'm
just
changing
your-
the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I have a bartender
we
that
answer the
works
actual
during the day and switches where everything is, and then they leave, and then the night bartender comes and says, "What's going on? I can't find anything because everything's switched."
Right.
Is it okay because that day person is comfortable, or do they leave it the way that you want them to leave it, but the way you want it to leave it might be the way the night person wanted it?
Depends on the
No.
change.
Do you mean like?
I just
Put
think
it
it's
back.
going to be one way the whole time. Because then you're going to confuse people, and then it's like, well, when this person is here, they do this. And then, so if that person's not here, but it's still this way, when you come in, it's just a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it's
If you can't be comfortable with a vodka bottle being somewhere slightly different
Yeah.
all the time than you would like it to be, then maybe this isn't your profession.
Right.
well, you can change it for your shift, but just put it back.
Just put it back.
Yeah, but
They won't
which
do
they
it.
never
but
do.
that's-
Right.
Right, which they never do.
It like started like that at Speedwell because we had so many people who wanted things a certain way at one point, big personalities and different
Yeah.
volumes and approaches, and it kind of just let it go. But we had like a standard, like a baseline,
Right.
and they policed it themselves. It only kind of became an issue. Now it seems like that's just minute things, like this bar mat goes over here, or this cup of straws goes over here. So. The little shit like that's not a big deal. It's not like they're moving an entire
Right,
cooler or
right.
shifting the beer around. No one's got
Yeah.
that much motivation at the Speedwell to move anything that much big. No. So.
But if it's stuff that, if it's stuff that it affects your coworkers, then even if you're working alone, that they come into and now they got to move all these bottles this way and this way, then that's
Right.
whatever. But if you like the cup of straws to be over here as opposed to over
Right.
here, that's a little bit different.
She
But-
moved her cup a foot.
Yeah.
People that aren't listening
Right.
on YouTube.
But what was the original question?
Oh, ideas
For storage, and
So
we
for
don't.
storage.
I'm thinking like, is there like overhead
Make the
space?
pool
Well, yeah,
so
stuff-
cold
without seeing what it is.
that you
yeah.
can have beers float around.
Put them in floating koozies and
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You grab it, you bought it.
I think you just downsize what you carry on that
Yeah,
bar,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, just
simplifies.
Gives
keep
a
it
whole
smaller.
new term to the phrase floaters in a pool.
Jesus.
Fucking guy. Listen, you had a couple good ones.
I know. Yeah.
Now you're just riding until the wheels fall off.
You guys can go back to our last episode.
What is too far or too much? That was it.
Or if there's like, I don't know, if can use some counter space to store up. Like sometimes I'll see
Yeah.
that if people have small service bars, they'll get shelves that go up as opposed to going out, so you don't
Yep.
use your counter space for garnishes and this, that, whatever.
Think
So-
out of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinterest. is
I
a
was
wonderful
just gonna
place.
say, I feel like
really
Pinterest
is.
has to have
Yep.
some sort of.
Wear a utility belt.
Yeah. No, seriously though.
Or a carpenter's belt. There you go. Yeah.
Just an outrageous apron.
Yeah. Dress as Batman.
At a swim up bar, sure. That would be so fucking hot.
Oh, what?
I didn't say it was a good idea.
Not like
Not that kind
Oh, I
of.
was
Just
like,
no,
wait.
like
Oh, geez.
hot. No, it's a swim up bar.
Just tickle your
You
pickle.
guys just. I hate
weird.
all
weird.
of you.
I hate all of you
Fish,
so much.
do something fun with that, please.
Yeah.
Fish doesn't do it.
You produce it now?
I'm gonna
Can you tell
delete
by the
this
sound?
whole episode.
Oh, that's right.
That's fair. I would like to apologize right now to all our listeners for the not the previous episode, but the two before that. The sound quality was terrible. I'm learning. Sue me.
Is Fish fired?
No, he actually got promoted.
Good for him.
I meant within this.
Yeah, with inebriate.
Oh no, I wish he would be free to do this.
You wish
I miss
Fish.
him. I miss you, Fish.
Stop pushing the jokes, Karl.
That was a rhyme.
Shannon Boucherie.
Like you're hired.
Boucherie. She's French. Had a friend say she had a Jaeger bomb before there was ever a Red Bull Jaeger bomb, and that it was considered just Jaeger and Yuengling.
Yingling?
Well, I think that's supposed to be Yingling.
Yingling.
Is she mistaken, or is that an actual shot?
I think
Never-
if
That's
you can do a
something
Jaeger
else,
bomb and
though.
anything
Depth
else.
charge.
A
Isn't it?
Boilermaker or a depth charge.
yeah.
Something like that. But you know what? We didn't
Yeah,
get
I thought
Yingling up
Boilermaker.
here until
Yeah.
long
Right.
after.
Oh,
Jaeger
so
bombs
maybe.
were.
Oh, so
Yeah.
maybe that's just a regional thing. Maybe we didn't have that.
Fucking
But no, if
hillbillies.
it's a-
America's oldest brewery.
If it's a shot at a beer, then that's a Boilermaker.
Boilermaker. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Right.
But I thought a Boilermaker had to be with whiskey. No? See, that's the thing.
A Jaeger maker?
I think it.
I think since the Jaeger bomb came out, people don't do like traditional beer and liquor shots
Yeah.
anymore. They just
Irish
do
Irish
bombs.
car bombs.
You can't call it Irish
Can't
cow
call it
bombs.
that anymore, dude.
What? Why?
It's-
Very offensive.
Yeah, offensive to the Irish people.
Yeah. Because terrorists were taking out their.
They don't have a
I know,
drink
I'm
called
not asking for a history lesson.
911
I just wanna
bomb.
know
I've
what's going
never
on.
heard that.
I never
ever.
heard that either.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
cut
you
off
can't do that.
A few years
So
ago.
can I not
Well,
call-
Karl will tell you.
Can I not call Russian
Millennial
dressing
Karl.
Russian dressing anymore? Can I call? Do I have to call it?
Yeah, you have to call it Russian salads toppings.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Fuck, I just.
I really don't even know how serious the Irish car bomb.
I heard it was
I literally
came out there.
I heard the Irish people don't like it.
Just don't order it there.
I've
I think
literally
you'll be
never
okay.
heard.
Don't order it
Yeah.
in Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
first
all right,
I've
I
ever
guess-
heard
Social
that.
awareness.
What do they call it instead?
Can I get an
though?
American
nothing, they
car
don't
bomb?
drink 'em.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
do.
right. It's a fucking
They just
plastic
poured-
patty drink.
Yeah.
Oh, that is somehow less insulting. Plastic.
They don't
Well,
do.
that's what they call people.
They don't
pretend
do
to be Irish.
black and tans either. Because Bass is an English drink.
Okay, but you don't have to use Bass.
No, what are you gonna use? Smittix?
I don't know, whatever the fuck
That's
you
something
want.
else, isn't it?
They don't do it. Why would you mix anything with a Guinness? Is their
Look,
point.
I didn't know we were here for Irish History Month.
Irish history?
History.
History.
That's the next old
like
call.
Budapest.
Yeah. Irish history month.
Let me tell you something. Next question.
Sorry, you're gonna have to hang a second. I just lost it by accident.
How'd you lose it?
I hit,
We make up
I-
half this shit.
Apparently,
anyway.
I hit a button and it just went poof, and it disappeared. And I can't fucking find
You
it.
hit the eject button.
Beautiful.
Looks like a fucking Andy Warhol piece. Everything's facing the right way.
I got a question.
What's your question?
Dan, you have any questions? That's my question.
That question
technically,
is,
that is a
what's in
question.
Jordan's fucking non-alcoholic beer
I don't
things,
know.
right?
What is that?
Some
Oh,
acid.
I can use-
Pop waters. Anybody want one? I got 2 more.
Nope.
It's good.
Nope.
Pop soda.
Pop soda.
Pop soda.
It's a soda pop.
Makes me feel like I'm
Pop-
part of
So
the
here's
party.
this. I got a question for you. What do you do when you have 2 bartenders behind the bar and you have a personality clash? They don't get along.
You
Because it does. It hurts the whole restaurant.
sell a pay-per-view fight.
Yeah,
Give them
right.
one bottle
Can you
opener
fire
between
somebody
them.
because nobody likes them?
I mean,
It's got to be
Can they-
rooted, right? I guess it sucks, but it's kind of your responsibility. You can't just be like, get the fuck over it and get along. You kind of have
you
to
kinda-
manage
well, you
that.
kinda can.
Yeah.
How do you do
Yeah.
it? I mean,
It's hard. I mean, you got to
mean,
figure out what the issue is, and you essentially
either-
might have
what
to
if
pick
what
a side,
if
right?
you know
Well,
now that second bartender's coming and saying I don't want to work with, I'll use the name Julia again, but I don't want to work with Julia because I don't like her.
so then
And-
either that you say, okay, well, you're
And
either
because
gonna
if
have
they
to
do
figure
work
out-
together,
either the two of you are going to have
everybody
to
sees
figure out what is wrong, or your schedule is going to have to
Listen, my
move
philosophy,
around.
as you know, Jess, is you're never going to like everybody you work with.
Exactly.
So figure it out.
I thought your
Exactly.
philosophy
But
is you
if
don't
the
like anyone
customers
you work
are
with.
acknowledging that, hey, it's uncomfortable
move
here
their-
because
then
the
you move
bartenders
their-
aren't getting along.
Then you reschedule, you move their schedule around.
Yeah.
And it's not just that one individual. You don't want to single out one out of two.
Yeah, but
Like,
which one do
move
you
them
do?
all around.
Right. And you don't
You
want to
do
set
it both. You do one for, like, maybe,
So
say
the-
they work 4 shifts a week. 2 out of the 4 shifts that they have, you reschedule them for a different shift, and you do the same for the other person.
The problem you're going to have is, I can't work that day.
And
I
then
can't
that's
work
when
that
you
day.
say,
this
well,
is the,
that
this is
sounds
the
like a
shifts
you
you hired
problem.
me for.
It also
You
sends-
hired
That
me for
sounds
these
like a
4
you
days.
problem.
I think it
And now
sends
you're
a
telling me I
message-
can't work
Yeah,
these 4 days?
exactly.
I think it sends a message too that you're gonna handle petty shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
You're-
when really that should be kind of another thing that's self-police. If you're gonna
You're both adults. Figure it out.
Yeah, if you're gonna accommodate every little
All
quarrel,
right, so
it should be like a hey,
Correct.
figure it out or I'm taking you off the shift.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So which
Yeah.
one do you take off the shift?
I think you'd have
The
to
one
take
that
them.
came
The
to you.
one-
They were motivated enough to come to you
Right.
and say they wanted
well,
to come
no,
off of it.
You
Take
sit,
them
the,
off.
you sit
whoa,
the
whoa,
2 of them
get-
down and you
Yeah,
figure
so
out
now you
what is
take
the problem.
right. So
Because
now
if
you
one
take that person off the
because
shift, and that might be your
naturally-
strong one that gets along with everybody.
Right, but
and it's this
naturally, one person's going to throw the
Nitwit.
other person under the bus more than the other one,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
the one who's the problem.
This is Karl telling us he
True.
doesn't want to work with
And
Jess
it's true
anymore.
if you handle it in a way where if it's a situation that's a pain in the ass and you handle it in a way where both of them are super uncomfortable where they're not going to want to have to go through it again, it'll police itself too. Like, okay, you guys aren't getting along, cool. Let's go over here and sit and
Yeah.
talk in
Yep.
the corner and get it
Hash
all
it
out
all
in the
out,
air.
yep.
You said this. You said
Yeah.
this to me. You're not
Yep.
saying it to each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
It-
easier
it's-
said than done because a lot of the
no, for
employees
sure.
don't want to do that. They're
Yeah,
like,
neither
listen,
do we.
I'm
No,
just
they
letting you know.
don't.
what's
Right.
going-
No,
Right.
nobody
You don't
wants
want to
any
have
of
to
it.
do it.
Absolutely.
So you
Yeah.
might have to do it once or twice, so you don't have to do it every week.
If it's something petty, then yeah, that's the perfect scenario ish. But if it's something that's like a serious accusation,
Right.
That's when you need to like. That's when.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
do you know what I'm saying?
I don't even deal with those. Oh, Kyle keeps touching me. Kyle keeps touching me.
Jen doesn't work here.
But that's a
Jen
different
said, "Better
approach.
you than me."
Yes.
Yowzes.
Damn, dude. Nicely
Did you
done.
find your questions?
I found the question.
'cause I don't-
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm like, what the fuck did I miss?
We're getting riled up
Sorry.
about this one. Let's move on.
Trisha Henley. Tank tops on servers and bartenders. I thought it was a health code violation for them to wear them, but I'm getting pushback from my front of house staff. Thoughts?
I don't think it's a health.
I just ordered
violation.
tank tops.
I was
No,
gonna
it's
say I
definitely
don't
not
know.
a health
have
violation.
In
Well,
the
tops.
kitchen.
okay, in the
kitchen, yes.
Is it
You're
different?
not supposed to wear tank tops in the kitchen. I
right,
can
but
confirm
does
that.
but does it go for the same with shorts then?
Shorts, I think, are okay. But I know for a fact, because I
Because
just
obviously
did the
we're talking
freaking
about
whole
body
quiz.
hair. That's
Yeah,
a
the,
health
Yeah.
violation.
they literally
which is-
included a meme that was like body hair everywhere.
I don't even know. I don't even know completely why. I don't think it's necessarily just the body hair. For some reason, and I should know because I just finished the test, the Serve Safe. You cannot have tank tops in the kitchen. Now, as far as service is concerned, I've never seen an issue there.
Yeah,
I don't know why it doesn't
I don't think
apply,
it's a
but-
health. It's well because the servers aren't dealing with cooking food.
Yeah,
And
right.
It's not so much open flame and all
Yeah.
that.
But they are
Yep.
serving drinks. I mean, I don't know. And I get
but-
you're not carrying them under your arms, but I mean, maybe you are.
Well, I mean, if you got
That's
if you got a person, male or female, that has excessive armpit hair, then maybe that's like, maybe
Yeah.
you got to trim it a little bit because
Yeah.
nobody wants. I mean,
But you can't say that. I mean, that's a good
No, you
point.
can't.
I mean,
Yes,
it's
you
a funny
can.
point, but it's a good point.
No, you
can't.
can.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
You can talk about personal.
You can't tell somebody to trim their beard. You can't tell anybody to cut their hair.
That
You can't.
I don't know.
I think. Yeah.
If
I mean,
you
you
have,
can't-
if you, let's just say this: you have a server that comes in with short shorts.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you have another server that comes in with short shorts who shouldn't be wearing short shorts. You can't say you can't wear that, but you can.
That's
no,
different.
That's
That's
true.
different.
Because that's
But
not
the
a
personal
hygiene
That's
issue.
different.
Hygiene, you
Personal
can.
hygiene.
If it's in your handbook, when you hire somebody, that's like personal hygiene to a certain standard
Yep.
is going to be
So you're saying that
expected.
you can tell
Yes.
a woman to cut their armpit hair.
No,
but you can't tell a
No,
guy?
no,
No.
You would have to tell everyone.
Yes. Correct.
So if in your employee handbook it says if you're going to wear a tank top you have to have shaved armpits, it's for everyone.
Correct.
You can't single one out over the other.
I agree.
And like it could be it could be minuscule, but if it's like dangling down like a Christmas like a Christmas stocking, then yeah, I mean that's a problem. You can tell somebody about personal hygiene.
You could
I've had
also-
to do it before.
Yeah, and if you don't have like an across the broad stroke like Andy, and you could just say like a customer complaint, like if a customer complained about it, you could just say, hey, listen, I'm not gonna make you do it, but you got customers complaining about your armpit hair. Like,
Yeah.
that could still. Now that I'm saying that out loud, though, I'm thinking about it like, because I'm thinking
Well,
about
but
a
I guess what's
female
the
that
difference-
might let it go.
right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? They're doing that not only. I'm totally paraphrasing and speaking for somebody here as a
Yep.
female that's not having armpit hair,
Jess.
but. Let's say, but that's also a statement. Like, a woman not shaving their armpits these days is sort of still
a
a statement.
statement.
And it's a very uncomfortable situation to go to somebody like that and say, hey, listen, I know you're trying to make a statement, but you can't. You really can't. You
can't.
Right, but if it's
Unless
bothering
it's a
I mean,
broad
you could
stroke
say
rule.
you could say the same thing, and I'm going to go so off the rails. You guys are going to probably bleep this out, but let's talk about tattoos. You know,
Very good point.
if you have tattoos, and then all of a sudden, you know, you hire somebody that doesn't have any tattoos, and they get into tattoos. Let's just say, worst case scenario, they have something offensive tattooed on their body.
Yeah.
You can't say you can't have that tattoo. That's their right to have that tattoo, whatever that tattoo may be. Could be a swastika in the middle of the
Yeah,
forehead.
but-
it's
I think you can
It
do
goes
something
back
about
to-
that.
Yeah.
why if
It goes back to if that is a standard that you've always upheld, and you have a handbook.
But
that
where's the
states-
line?
I think that
The
I
line
think
is
with
the
vulgarity.
line is.
But is it
however
vulgar? I
you
mean-
as an owner seem fit.
Yeah,
I-
I don't
as an
think
owner.
it's the equivalent. Something like that where you're billboarding vulgarity is like
But
running.
somebody-
Listen, like you're running around a dining room swearing.
Listen.
Like you're running around the dining room. You can't do that, right? If you come in with a shirt that
Dan's
says
like, I do
"fuck
that all the
you,"
time.
or a swastika on your head, you're essentially doing that. That's a
Yeah.
conduct code.
Right.
That's not a fashion statement.
And it's
or-
also, you're holding that standard for everybody.
Correct.
If anybody came
Right.
in with a swastika tattoo, you would let
you
them
would
go.
fire. Exactly.
Right.
because it's
Is-
offensive.
You wouldn't
Right,
even
it's-
hire
it's
them
not
if
a
they came in
facial
with-
But
tattoo.
something is offensive to everybody these days.
Yeah,
That's
well-
my problem.
Well, you can't please. You can't.
And again, I
you
went
know you
over and
can't.
above. I
Yeah,
went
a grilled
over-
cheese
Yeah, yeah.
might be offensive to a lady
That's
that
correct.
walks in, and you gotta take it
That's
off
correct.
the
I'm
menu.
vegan.
That's right.
Exactly.
There's
I
no
know
doubt
what you
about
know
it.
about
You can
that.
get you can get a pig
but-
tattooed on your arm,
So-
and people say that's
but
offensive.
but this
to
is
me.
one
Do
of
you
the-
fire that person.
But this is one of the things is that is kind of like a very dog whistle. Oh, everyone's offended by everything. Yeah, but there's also 99% of the population is very reasonable.
How many?
Yeah.
99%.
I wouldn't say that many.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
very
I'm being
cool.
generous.
I'd say 83. 83.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
82 and a half.
69.
I'd say less than that.
69% of the population is very reasonable. No one is going to like come in and be like, that guy has a tattoo of bacon, I expect him fired.
Right.
Right.
I'm not saying it will never, ever, ever happen,
Yep.
Right.
but it's really not going to happen.
Correct.
Yeah.
And if
Right.
it does, if some guy comes in, I expect him fired, and you're like, yeah, get out of here.
The only thing I can think of is like a Karen coming in and seeing a girl with armpit hair and not being used to that,
Yeah.
and then like bringing it up to the manager and being like, that's kind of gross
Well,
that
that's
she's
their
got a tank
personal
top on.
choice, so we're
Right.
just gonna
Right.
let them
But
do
she
their
calls
thing.
the board of
Yeah.
health. You know what I mean? And
But-
then
but-
you got
but it's
something.
not-
But
again,
then let
it's-
him. You know,
Right.
if you're not violating a health code, let her
Right,
call.
exactly.
And that's the thing that goes right back to the root. Are we? Because I know
I
in the
don't-
kitchen we are.
I don't know.
No, I
Yeah.
don't believe
So-
so.
I
I
don't
don't
know in the
believe
front of the
so.
house.
You
I
have
don't believe
mostly
so.
female staff, but do you still have any guy servers? Is Denny still there?
No, but when Denny was,
Does he get to wear a tank top?
I can't recall, but he's definitely a guy that likes
Have
wearing
to or
tank
couldn't?
tops.
Can they?
He could have if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
could
why
have.
I'm saying
Yeah.
if you have one server that wants to wear short shorts,
Right.
and the other server comes in that wears short shorts, who
Should it?
If
shouldn't. I mean, literally, like,
but if you allow it, you allow it. You can't
That's correct.
allow for some and
and
not
it
for
doesn't
others,
mean
yeah.
So
boy,
then,
girl,
I'm
boy
sorry,
and girl.
looking at Andy, what about beards?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what's the difference? Well, I guess I know what the difference is.
Well, the difference between me and
Layman's
Dan. I mean,
Like,
Dan,
well kept.
yeah, Dan is well kept, and
Put a fucking protractor.
and mine is
But go
more
ahead, go ahead.
Right,
freeform.
so-
What's your question?
Right.
No, my statement is, so if you have a really long beard and you work in front of the house and
You're dipping that thing in
Yeah,
cocktails?
I mean, if you're bending over and it is,
Yeah.
so it's get hair. I mean, you can if it's in your standards that you've always upheld, and you have in handbook that says it needs to be
Yeah,
trimmed. It needs to be
I guess
kept
my
this, it
problem
needs
is,
to be
and
kept
we're
that.
coming out with the new handbook at my new restaurant. That's why I'm asking these questions. Is you can't think of everything in a handbook.
No,
You can
of
make
course
him wear
not.
a beard net.
You can.
You
can?
can't make him
Yeah.
trim it,
But-
but you can
but-
make him wear a beard net.
What you can do is include in your handbook that the handbook will be updated as the company deems.
Progressive.
Right,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't want to
Amended.
come every week and
Because-
say we forgot to put this in.
Right, no, but I mean, like you could. I mean,
Resign,
Elon
it's just-
Musk could come out with a chip next week that lets you text while thinking or something, and you can be like, all right, now we have to have new policies for
You're
this.
thinking
Yeah,
they
you
gotta
can
think.
always update
Everything's
your
always
handbook.
full.
Yeah.
So just because you want to treat everybody equal, everybody's not equal,
I think we know that.
No, we know that.
But it's
and it's tough because you have to treat them equal.
It's not equal, it's respectfully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to treat everybody respectfully, case by case, and what one person's definition of respect is going to be different from another person's, and that's really
But
what
the original
we all have
question
to
was
come to
about
terms
tank
with.
tops and Board of Health,
And body hair.
And I don't. I don't
body
think
hair,
it's, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's a health code violation.
I don't think so
either.
No,
I don't either.
think so. But you know, maybe it is in a different state. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, armpit hair is flammable, and if you're working in the kitchen with exposed,
Well,
I'm serious,
isn't
though.
all hair flammable?
So is it-
Yeah.
I'll ask.
Maybe it's-
No,
maybe it's
I
less of a
will.
health
I
thing
will
and
ask
more
the
of a-
question that everybody's wondering. How do you know that?
For our listeners, go back and listen to the episode called "How is Jordan Still Alive?"
Yes. I don't know if burning my armpit hair isn't.
I don't think it was brought up, but I feel like if they listen to that, they'd not have that
I
question.
thought you had a story about if somebody got their pube hair on fire. That'd be interesting.
I know it's happened. I just
Oh, okay.
Not to
Well,
me.
on another episode.
Okay, Matt.
I don't know about fire, but mine's been smoking.
Matt Peiske. Matt Peiske. Employees constantly calls in late / off. Does work when he comes to work. Recently got evicted and living couch to couch. Hit rock bottom. Begged not to be fired because we're all blah blah blah. He's left. What do you think?
make him pee in a cup.
Nope.
Because that's good.
But
here's my deal.
But I mean, that's another thing. You can't do that to one person. Unless
I
you do it
don't
to everybody.
care. I don't care about your life outside of work.
Yep.
But if you don't show up for work on time, that's disrespectful for everybody there. There's one thing you can do right, and that's show up on time.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then
And especially if you have like a set schedule,
warning,
it's like I know I'm
suspension.
in at 4 o'clock every single day. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping on
doesn't matter.
Dick Harry's couch.
I get
or-
it.
Wow,
you
that was
got
a
a
weird
you got a
name.
tough
Sorry.
life. You got a tough life, and things are tough for you. And I want to help you out,
Or-
but be here on time because everybody else is going to notice the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yep.
And then all of a
And
sudden,
that's gonna
everybody's like,
be
"Hey, if
leniency
he can be a
and
half an hour late, I can be a half an hour
Yep.
late."
Right, exactly.
It sounds like somebody that's begging for mercy and knows
Yeah.
like their shit's
They're
fucked up,
using
but
that
Yeah.
but
to
they're
their advantage.
They put themselves in that position
Yeah.
probably by showing up late to everything in their life. Like, and again, I'm an empathetic manager and owner. I deal with a lot of this bullshit in a way that I wish I didn't because it would make my life a lot easier if I just cut the cord sometimes. But you know, there's a level. If you manage with empathy and you want to handle it that way, you have to set an ultimatum. You have to be like, yeah, I cannot fire you, but this is my standard, and if they don't meet that standard anymore, even after they hit rock bottom, quote unquote, if they can't hit their standard after hitting rock bottom, when you give them another chance, then they're never gonna hit it.
You should be documenting every time that they're late, just so you have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
for
you-
sure.
You do. You
Desperate
get
people
punch in
are
and punch
capable
out.
of things
Yep.
too. That's right.
Right.
So you definitely got to protect yourself.
But obviously, if they're in that dire need of, you know, in that part of their life, and they need a job and they need money, then
show up.
show up. I mean,
Right.
if you're, then just say, look, if you need the job that bad,
Right.
then you will do what you have to do to keep it because you're running on thin ice here. Like,
Yeah, and for them to go
you
up
know,
with them and beg not to be fired, it's
Yeah.
obviously they know that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that message has already been
And then
conveyed,
just
or
say,
they've been fucking up.
just set yourself a limit to how many more times
Right.
will I
Right.
allow this to happen before I say
But
sorry,
it's
buddy.
not so much what we allow. It's if they're late all the time. It's
Yeah, they're not.
Right,
You can't
but
say
they're not a
if
good
you-
employee.
But if you
Yeah.
still set the standard and you have that conversation with them and they still continue to show up, it's
Right.
like, okay,
Yep. You
are you
can't
gonna
help
let it be
everyone.
one more time?
right. You can't.
Is it gonna
you
be
can't.
2 more times?
And
It's like,
you do want to.
You can't.
can't.
Though.
You can't.
At one point, and you got to realize it's not. Even if you let them go and their life goes even worse, God forbid, you know what I
not-
mean?
It's not
on
your
you.
fault.
on you.
You've done everything you
But
can.
but the other
Sometimes
thing,
it really does have to be all about business.
yeah, and the other thing is like we're looking at this as a writing question. You've worked with this person. You know, if it's someone that you've worked with for 10 years and has been phenomenal, and in the past 6 months their wife left them, their mother died,
Correct.
they got hit by a drunk driver, uninsured.
Sure.
You know, if it was just a shit show and you know they're just struggling to get their feet back under them,
yeah.
okay, cut them some fucking slack.
Well, you can't.
Well-
I disagree because I agree.
But
in
do you
my
wanna-
mind,
but you
I
wanna-
wanna
do you-
do that.
but you wanna lose
But then
that
I have a-
employee
Then I
that's
have
been-
an employee that is well below par, right? But shows up every day on time, and then they don't show up on time, and I fire her because that's my excuse. You're not showing up on time. I can't fire that person now because I'm doing the same thing for you. So you got to create. You got to. Everybody has to be equal.
Right. Right.
In
but
a,
if-
Yeah,
in a
I
business,
favor-
everybody
But
has to be
I've
equal.
always said
You
that.
cannot
But if-
fire
but if-
somebody for being late and not fire somebody for being late.
I agree with that.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
But
That's what I'm
but there
saying. That's why I
are
don't fire
but
people.
but there's rules around there's ways around everything. You
Yeah.
can you can implement something to help out that person in a time of need.
Correct.
And be a human being.
Yeah.
And someone that you know is a good person is just going through a shit 6
Yeah,
months.
but that's outside of business.
No, because you can still make
That's a big
because
difference.
if someone is coming in late and is constantly late, and you're like, "What is going on in your life that I can help with?" and they come back with nothing, well, you made that you made that reach. You tried to reach to help them, and they're like, "Oh well, my mom didn't wake me up." Yep, sorry,
Yeah,
there's nothing I can do about
yeah.
that. You know, so that
Yeah,
is
you
treating the
adjust
people the same.
schedule.
Dan, what do you think?
You're looking for this, or
That's like you said. If you can try like that, like adjust certain times, if that helps, but you can't hold
Yeah.
yourself hostage
Yeah.
because
No,
like,
correct.
right?
It's like you said. At the end of the day, it's a business. It's not.
Exactly.
If you start them at 4, they're going to be late. And then
Yeah.
you say, okay, you know what, I'll start you at 5. They're still going
and
to
that yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
like you said,
if
if
they're
that
so late, then be like, well,
you can try that, but there has to be consequences. You can't just
of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
you can be fucking Mother Teresa, right? If you
Right.
can't.
No, but there's a difference between being Mother Teresa and just literally helping out
Just being a
someone that
human
you
being.
know is
Yeah.
going like.
No, but you
it
can
worked
be
for
a
you.
human being
Yeah.
outside of the work. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
difference
Yeah.
between business and you know, having this guy that worked for you for 10 years who's going through a hard time.
Right.
You could, you know,
But we're
most
all going
certainly,
through our
but
own shit.
you
I mean,
can't,
Of course.
we're all
right? You
going
can't
through our own
have
shit.
the employees that show up every day on time, and then this guy that doesn't.
Yeah.
You gotta. Everybody's got to be equal. We understand
Yeah.
nobody's equal,
Right.
but you got to treat them all equal. Yeah, you can take them aside and say, listen, take a month off. I'll pay you for the month you're off.
Mm-hmm.
Get your shit together, and then come back. That's up to
See,
you
I
to
wouldn't
do on
go
the
to
side.
that extent.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's
yeah.
what you
Right.
can do on the
Yeah.
side.
I like how you like treat
Yeah.
everybody different, but I'm going to pay you while you're not like.
Yeah, right.
To me,
I
that
know,
is the
But
far
you-
extreme.
it doesn't have to be business wise.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
could be a personal thing.
Yep.
Right.
And that's where the personal relationships come up with your employees. But as an employee, I feel you have to everybody. If you fire somebody for not being on time, then everybody
gotta
has to be
fire
on time.
everybody else.
You got to fire everybody. For
Well, that's
being
the thing. I'm not. That's what my argument is. I'm not firing this person for not being on time. I'm trying to figure out why this person is
Right.
going down the tubes.
Right.
See if I can meet him halfway there.
Right.
Set the ultimatum there. Okay, you're late all the time now. You begging me to keep this job. If you continue to show up late, continue
Right.
to show
Yeah.
up late.
Correct.
Then I'm gonna fire.
So let me
Yeah.
reframe it in a different context. So you have someone who comes into you and it says, "I'm an alcoholic." Blah blah blah. They relapse. You can't fire them.
No, you can.
Right. So now you have someone that comes to you and is causing all sorts of whatever problems, and you say to them, "Are you having substance abuse problems?" And they don't answer you in saying yes.
Yeah.
Then you can fire them. It's the same. You're giving them the same latitude. But if you go to that person who's constantly late, and you say, "What is it that I can help you with?" and they don't have a good answer, you're not. You're still treating them the same.
Right.
So you're able to give that person that deserves the month, 2 months.
That's above me. That would be a lawyer question for me. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I want to help everybody,
Yeah, yeah.
and if
Yeah.
they're a good employee, obviously I want to help them more.
Right.
Right.
But I don't want employee A saying, "Well, I can be late now because employee B's late all the time, and
Right.
he still
But
works." Here."
I just think you're drawing this line. So like, if you pulled Jordan aside and said, "Hey man, I'll pay you for a month," blah blah blah, you're still their employer. So if word got around that you did that, and then you didn't offer
you're
that to someone
probably
else,
right.
you're still in that
You're
same
probably
point.
right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
the same thing
Same
as
thing.
letting them getting away with being late. Now you're
10 minutes late,
Now
now
you
you're-
can let your life go
now
to
you're
shit.
being a
It's
month
okay. My
late,
boss is
yeah.
gonna bail me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Karl will cover you for a month. It's cool. Don't worry
I'm
about
sorry,
it.
I didn't want to be the nice guy here, but
I know it's very.
I'm like over here to
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm gonna fucking put
no,
him
I'm
through
just
college.
saying that I try to treat all, and it's you
I think-
cannot do it. You
but I think
cannot do it.
everybody
I don't
tries,
care.
yeah.
I don't care what kind of boss you are. You cannot treat everybody the same, but you at least have to try.
Because here's the trick: you're not going to like everybody that works for you.
no,
Right.
absolutely.
So there's just that natural like, fuck
I don't
this
like any of
guy.
them.
Yeah.
But again, set your limits as to after a conversation that you're having with said employee, and then after that, how much are you willing to put up with
Right.
before you say bye-bye?
Right.
Okay,
the answer.
Tim Newsom. I feel like we answered that one too. We're on a roll.
Damn.
I know this
Because I'm
subject
here.
has come up before. What is everyone doing with credit card fees? I'm sure there's COVID.
Paying
there's
them.
yeah.
We were just talking about
Eating
that
them or
yesterday.
passing them along to customers.
Nah, you just pay 'em.
Yes, I know this has come up before.
Okay,
You pay them, but you include them in the
no. Yes, we pass them on to the customer.
Yeah, of
Any
course you
kind
do.
of fee we pass it on to the customer, whether it's paying for food, paying for booze, we pass that cost on.
Correct.
So if you get a credit card cost, then yes, you can say, we're going to add 3% on for every check. You could do that, but just increase the price of the food and drinks that you have.
Yes.
So nobody
rub it in
sees
their
that.
face.
Yes,
Don't rub it in their face.
exactly.
So now,
Yeah.
here's a great question in Massachusetts. I have to pay my meals tax. And the meals tax says, do you want to pay by credit card or do you want to pay by
Check.
check?
Yeah. If you pay by credit card,
And
they
if you
charge
pay by
extra.
credit card,
Yeah.
they charge you at 2.35%.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I do that?
Right.
Why can't I say, hey, cash, it's $50 cash or $50 plus 2.35% if you pay by credit card?
In this,
Absolutely, you could do it.
Yeah.
You will get crucified.
yeah,
We'll
it's
get
just
gratified.
really bad optics. It's
Yeah.
like
But
every
everybody else does it except for the restaurant.
Because it's an online transaction, you're not looking somebody in the face.
but
I mean, if you
It's
take
cowardly move,
if you
but-
take
Well-
your money out of an ATM that you're not, wasn't part of your bank,
Yep.
they
Yep.
charge you.
But-
What are you gonna do? Bitch the ATM out?
Right.
You don't give a fuck.
but
Boy,
well,
I will
that's
get
kind of
crucified.
that's kind of one of the things. Like Karl brought up the paying his meals tax. I pay child support. If I pay with a credit card online, I get charged fucking
Yeah.
5%.
right.
I don't have another option. It's do it or go to jail.
Right.
So that's totally. But I mean, every business everywhere passes their cost of business along to the customer.
Correct.
Every
Cost of
business
doing
everywhere.
business.
If not, you're going out of business.
Right. That's just so. Just work it into your price. Do not put on like, oh, we're gonna charge this new fee because
Yeah, but you got to remember, some of the business owners out there realize that, and
Yeah.
they say, you know what, I'm going to just increase my prices to cover that cost. Then you got other business owners out there that are, I will say, have blinders on, that want to make it a point
Yes.
Yeah.
to
It's not
show
blindness.
Yeah.
Right.
the opposite.
Yeah.
that
They
they're
wanna be
going to say,
seen.
Yeah, they wanna
I'm
put it out
charging
there
you
for the rest of the
3% because that's what they're charging me, and I want you to see that, and blah, blah,
It's
blah.
a political
I
statement.
love that
Absolutely.
victim mentality. That
Yeah.
really gets my appetite going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I go to a
Let's go
place,
against the man.
if I go
You're
to
the
a
only
place,
restaurant
yeah.
paying that? No.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
then shut
If
the
I
fuck
go to a
up.
place that says plus a 3% fee, I'll be like, see you later.
Right.
I'll never go back there again.
Right.
But they could have charged me $1 more for everything that I had, and
Yeah.
I would have never
Never
cared.
have known.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought twice about it.
Yeah.
But like the second you make it political,
Yep.
which is
Yeah.
really what you're doing, I'm
One of
like,
the things
yeah.
you don't talk about at a bar.
Yeah.
So why implement it?
Why
in
put
your-
it on?
Whatever.
Why-
yeah.
why-
Why
why-
put it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna put a religion fee on there too?
Right.
Like, don't
Right.
do
You
it.
believe
Just
Jesus?
don't do it.
Charging you double.
Yeah.
I didn't come down from Derry, New Hampshire.
But no, it's that point where if I'm a customer and I see that, I'm like, it puts me off. I'll say,
Yeah.
I'll never
Yeah.
go there again.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I
agree.
never see it because it's hidden in the price of the food
Yep.
or the beer, I don't care.
Right.
100%.
Just don't come out and say I'm charging this because
And it's-
they're charging.
it's
me
this
They're
mentality-
charging everybody else
Drives
too.
me nuts.
But it's this mentality of like, oh, but I'm gonna have to raise my prices. Yeah, but
Yeah.
everyone else
Everybody
is
does.
doing it
Yeah.
too.
It's shoving something
All right,
down
so-
your throat that
Yeah.
you don't even
Yes.
want to know about.
But the
like,
but the other
we go to
point
a
is
restaurant to escape that.
Yeah.
the
Ignorance
other
is
point
bliss.
is yes, I increased my prices. I'm still charging the 3%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
you could
double
be paying a
ticket.
lot.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
true,
don't
too.
know-
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
that they increased their prices.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just saying that
That's
they did.
true.
You could be paying same as everybody
Could-
else, plus you get a 3% off.
Yeah,
on
and
top.
it's one of those things where like I eat at New World Tavern all the time. I eat at Speedwell all the time. I've never been to Stats. I couldn't tell you what the cost of a burger is in either place.
Right.
Like I didn't commit it to memory.
Correct.
So if you go up 50 cents, I'm not even gonna fucking notice.
correct.
Right.
But
If
if
you
I
came in and it was $30, you'd remember.
yeah, yeah.
correct. Right,
But if I
right.
could also come in
Depends
and
how many
see there's
drinks
like
you
a,
had before.
it's not a day drinking day.
$3. Give me another one.
But if there's a 3% fee, I'm gonna notice that immediately.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
You know, it's
Correct.
just bad business.
Yeah.
It
You know?
really is.
Apple doesn't charge you a fee; they just charge you more.
Right.
Correct.
Suck it up. So that's last call.
Last call.
We're gonna go around the table, and everyone's gonna plug whatever they would like to plug. And I put Jess on the spot last time, so I'm not gonna do that this
Thank
time.
God.
All right, so I would like to plug.
So anyway, so I'm gonna go to Jordan.
I don't really have anything. I'm gonna
smart.
I'll just do what I know Carl's gonna say is support local. Check out my New Balances. No, yeah, support your local restaurant, support your local brewery, support local farmers, local baristas, whatever.
Artists.
Yes, especially artists. They don't always have storefronts, you know? You You gotta fucking go out to these art shows like Inebri Art has conveniently on the town hall green, and go check
And a
those
million other
out.
places.
Go out, support local. If you're trying to buy a gift for somebody, think about artists. If you're going out for a meal, skip the chain. Go to your local restaurant. It's better anyway. Carl,
Karl, over to you.
Yeah, you don't say it. He says it.
I know.
Karl, over to you.
All right. So I'm gonna plug Tolson's Tap and Tavern. We're gonna start a new thing this week. We're starting our smokehouse, call it barbecue. And if you are a true barbecue / smokehouse nerd, don't come. But if you love smoked food and barbecue, then this is the place for you.
Is that starting like this week?
Yeah, it's starting. We're doing it Tuesday for Wednesday, so this is whenever you're gonna put it
Yeah,
out.
it'll already be running by this point.
So come on down and check us out. But again, it's Pembroke barbecue. It's not North Carolina barbecue, South Carolina barbecue,
barbecue. That's a new
Tennis
category.
barbecue,
I know, right?
Tennessee barbecue.
Sounds exotic.
It's not Memphis. It's not Texas barbecue. It's the way we do it here in
It's
the north.
Heineke.
It's barbecue. It's barbecue, kid.
Why don't you just shut up and eat it?
Yeah, it's sauce.
Yeah, just shut up and eat it. If you don't like it, don't get it next time when you
Put
come.
that on the
You,
fucking
you,
menu.
you got friggin' sweet and sour, kid.
Tolson's barbecue.
Yeah.
Shut up and eat it.
Why don't you cry about it?
Tears on tap.
And we're looking for a motto. You know, there's a few of them out there.
I feel like we threw
love
a
shut
few.
up and eat it. I love it. I'm serious. No, I'm not even kidding. Shut up and eat it. If I traveled to a new place and I was looking for a restaurant,
Excuse me. This is mine.
I would. And
Yes.
the restaurant
Yes!
was
So,
You asked for a new
shut up
motto.
and eat it, dude. I swear to God, I would go.
Yeah.
I'm going to the restaurant and say, shut up and eat it.
Yeah. Facts.
so our new motto is "Shut up and eat it." I guess come in and get sauced is out.
That's a good one.
We only
Expanded
smoke the
from
good
just
stuff.
shut up.
We only smoke the good stuff's been done like 100
Fill your
times.
mouth. Fill your mouth with meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
If you put our meat in your mouth, you're gonna want to swallow.
There you go.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
That sounds like a peace out barbecue.
I bet you
place.
are, baby.
Getting all boned up.
Boned up, he said boned.
Dan, you can follow that.
Anybody else?
Say, like, usually this is my take. That's
I know, right? Damn.
I don't know.
Celtics.
What are you gonna hate on? Yeah.
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
jinx the Celtics because by the time this comes out, we
Right.
could have lost. We could have won.
I feel like based on how you dress, you should promote the color pink.
Oh, right. Or
You're very
tie-dye,
pink
man.
today.
Or
I
the
mean, you can check
Tie
out
dye
my
what? You
shirt.
make it yourself?
No, but his
kicks are they match.
like, yeah.
He is also wearing New Balances.
I have New Balance
Yeah.
on. Shout out to
I
New
know.
Balance, Air Carls. You know,
We should get sponsored by them.
we should.
You're wearing them. I'm wearing them. Carl's wearing them.
Yeah.
Jess?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll go buy some.
I know.
Shout out New Balances.
New Balances.
Keeping Karl on his feet for 52 years. Yeah, well,
Ooh.
the first 3 you weren't walking yet.
Oh, that's fair.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
So
I think I had ponies back then anyway.
yeah.
Jeez.
All right, I guess that's a plug. Over to you, Jess.
I'm gonna go support local musicians.
Nice.
There's tons of places all over this great state of Massachusetts that people are playing music at. And,
All over the world, Jess. We're all over the world.
Yeah, but I'm trying to just
Yeah.
try to
Leave her alone.
hone it in a little
All
here.
right.
There's people all over the world playing music. All right, I get it, but
She doesn't like those people.
I'm talking about my Massachusetts peeps. Yeah, and I think since COVID, I think a few people have kind of been hesitant to rehire some of these musicians because of costs. So the gigs that they get, I think they're very grateful for. So go out and support them, and they always have a little tip bucket up there. Just give them a couple bucks. They have Venmo, and
I have
they're trying
Venmo
to make
too.
a living too. You know what I mean?
And they did a lot for us during the pandemic. There were a lot of musicians that would do like virtual concerts,
Yeah.
raising money for restaurants
They
that couldn't
still do.
open. Yeah.
Yep, they
Yeah.
still do. If
Never
they're playing a
forget.
live gig, they'll do Facebook Live, and they'll kind of stream it on Facebook or
Yep.
wherever all their social medias do live streaming, and they'll put their Venmo up, and the QR codes that Andy loves so much. The quick response codes.
The quick
That's
response.
what it's
guys.
called?
Yeah.
response.
Yeah, we looked it
Oh,
up.
shit.
So support your local musicians. That's mine.
And shit, I still don't have a good one.
You give yourself the advantage.
I
every
know,
time.
going last, and I
Yeah.
still don't. Usually, what happens, I'll think of something, and then someone takes it.
There's no way any of us stole your idea. That's
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. But fuck it. All right, so we said promote local or support local arts. You know what? Go out and support your local accountants. They're dull, they're boring, but they do good work.
They do numbers and stuff.
and they'll keep you out of jail. So support your local accountants.
the good ones, will.
Yeah, the good ones will keep you out of jail. So look them up in the yellow pages. And so if you want to reach us, you can email us at bartalkcast@gmail.com with all your questions, complaints, comments.
Find us in the phone book.
Find us in the phone book under Ba. And with an
I
H.
don't know. Why don't you check the yellow page?
And you can follow us on all the social medias at bartalkcast. And we will catch you guys again next time.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.